Good morning and welcome to your Tuesday morning yoga. I would like to invite you, particularly if you're doing this on the east coast of Australia and it's a bit dark and it's a bit cold and it's a bit rainy like it is right here right now, I would invite you to take your opening position and recline position. You might even like to cover yourself. I promise I won't let you fall back to sleep because it is 6 o'clock in the morning. But just giving yourself a little way of easing into your practice, a really enjoyable and nurturing start is a really important way to get you to keep coming back to your practice. So take your reclined position. If you prefer to take a seated position, also absolutely fine. Just starting to drop inside. Feel free to close your eyes at this point. No need to if you don't feel comfortable, but it's a lovely thing to do just to start to direct your attention inwards. Just starting to check in with your body, your breath, and your emotions this morning, your thoughts, your feelings, anything that's arising for you. Just beginning to notice without any judgment or criticism, noticing what you feel in your body or what you notice in your thoughts this morning. You might begin to observe a gentle undulation at your abdomen as you breathe. Without changing that too much just yet, just observing that rise and fall naturally without any kind of interference. It can be quite nice to bring to mind a sleeping baby and the rise and fall of their abdomen unfettered. Completely free, completely soft and natural. Sometimes our training of the day can interrupt that process for us as adults. So see if you can cultivate some of that now, some of that softness, getting out of our own way, checking in with the breath. And taking your attitude of self-inquiry this morning, what do you notice about your breath? Do you notice your breath is smooth and even, maybe has that lovely little legacy of sleep? Or is it already starting to catch? Perhaps your inhalation is longer than your exhalation. So just take note of when that happens, returning it to a smooth, even flow. Beginning now to direct your attention more specifically at your abdomen as you inhale, expanding, pushing your belly button outward. And then exhale, softening, allowing your belly to fall away. Trying that once more. Inhale, expand your abdomen. Exhale, soften, release. Naturally contract. Twice more. Inhale, expand. Grow and reach. And exhale, soften. Release. let go. Once more, inhaling, expand, reach, fill. And exhale, soften, release, empty. And just return to your natural breath. So if you have reclined on your back this morning for your opening, I invite you now just to take your time whenever you feel ready, no rush, no bother. Just rolling onto your side and gently bringing yourself up. We're going to do our Nadi Shodan this morning, our alternate nostril breathing. We're going to start with a count of 4. We're going to take that count up to 6 quite quickly. And then if and when the 6 feels comfortable, I might offer a retention at the top of the inhalation. So now perhaps if you're comfortably seated, you might take your right hand, first 2 fingers lightly between the eyebrows, or you might fold those first 2 fingers in if you find that more comfortable. Just alternatives, no better, no worse. Thumb and 4th finger on your nostrils, keeping both nostrils clear for now. Nice long spine, gently dropped chin. Inhaling through both nostrils. Gently close the left, exhale right. Practice begins now. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Gently open left, close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Close left, open right, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Continue in your own time. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4. Changing sides. Gently exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. If it's difficult in any way this morning, you can always lower the hand and visualize the alternate nature of this practice. Exhaling right. Increasing the count slightly now to 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 6 now. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more in your own time. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And lower your hand, just take a couple of breaths of break there. Now, if you happen to find that 6 count started to get a little bit long, that's where potentially introducing a retention may help you. The retention has its own purpose, slowing our minute ventilation, slowing down the rate of breaths per minute is one of those purposes. But it's also useful for you if you're experimenting a little bit with just trying to elongate your inhalation and exhalation. And I always suggest when you're working with this, just do it evenly, particularly at the beginning. Even length inhalation, even length exhalation. So if you can only inhale for 4 and hold your breath for a couple, just exhale for 4. Hold your breath for a couple. Just play with that. We'll just do 3 rounds now before we get moving. Synchronizing to exhale. Raising your hand and inhale, right? 2, 3, 4. Maybe closing the nostril. Pause and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Pause and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Pause and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. And release. Take a couple of natural breaths. So notice if for you that felt easier or harder. Notice that with the retention we were able to increase that effective inhalation to about a count of 8. So eventually getting that to 8 or 9 is a great way to start to just lengthen that inhalation and exhalation. But a Nadi Showdown, the alternate nostril breathing, is a very grounding, very balancing breath. It's really great if you're pre-interview, pre-exam, any of those kinds of stressful moments. It's a really lovely way to regulate, really lovely way to settle. Keep it even and maybe without the retentions, and just as many rounds as you can. Calm, quiet, focus. But let's begin to move now. Coming onto your hands and knees, spinal warm-up. The spine being one of the most important parts of our practice. Inhale, fold it down, maybe look forward or up. Exhale, round, shoulders forward. Inhale. Exhale, round. Once more. Exhale, round. And then come to center. Maybe give yourself a little bit of freestyle wiggle. It always feels a bit strange and a bit exhibitionist, but it actually feels really good. So just enjoy the spinal movement, noticing how your hips and shoulders are very much part of that spinal movement. And we'll start now by doing our alternate arms and legs. So starting now, right arm forward, left leg back. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, long. Exhale, round. Inhale, long. Exhale, round. Just breathe naturally, but hold here. Just starting to activate the core of your body. 2, 3. Release. Give everything a wiggle. And left arm, right leg long. Exhale, round. Inhale, lovely and long. Exhale, round. One more time. Exhale, round. 3, 2, 1. Release. Beautiful. And wiggle everything out. Hips back to heels. Walk your hands forward, looking between your thumbs. We're going to scoop through. So 3 times. Elbows stay fairly narrow. Chest comes down. And onto your tummy, little baby cobra, and then lift yourself back up through knees, round your spine, hips back to heels. So twice more, make it as fluid as you can. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. This time we'll scoop through into that little baby cobra. Then we'll tuck toes. You can come through knees if you like. Head up, first downward facing dog of the day. Allow everything to open up. Nice idea is to bend your knees a bit more deeply than you might otherwise. Ground your hands, then start to open your shoulders, roll them outwards. And then start to drop your heels. So downward dog is often thought about as being about the back body and the hamstrings. But we're also dealing with these lovely shoulder opener here. So take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Right leg nice and high. Reaching it out behind you. 3 times into your plank hover. Bend your leg round your upper spine. Thigh towards the chest. And then inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Lovely. Last time, inhale. Exhale, pause and hold. 3. Breathe naturally. 2, 1. Now, using that core activation, starting to bring that right foot down. If you need to help it forward, don't worry. Back knee down. Apology for my little cat fight in the corner there. And just have a little wiggle, explore your lunge here. Find out what's going on in your hip flexor. Find out what's going on in the adductor on the right leg. Option to stay with hands on the ground. Always an option. Option 2 might be take your hands to the knee as long as your back's okay. Maybe take it to crescent lunge, lifting up. Chest on the ceiling first, then maybe a little back bend if that's okay for your back. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower down, lift the back knee. Downward dog. Have a little wiggle. And same thing on the other side. So left leg, reach and work with your breath. So exhale round. Inhale back. Exhale round. Inhale back. Last time round. Pause and hold, breathe naturally. 3, 2, 1. And then take that left foot down, back knee connects. Have a little explore. Find out what's going on for you in the large joints of your hips this morning. And then choose your option. Option 1, option 2, or option 3. Lift first, and then maybe an optional back bend. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Release, lift your back knee, step it forward, feet hip width. Nice little hang in the morning. Soft, little softness in the knees, so not jammed straight. Maybe hooking thumbs into elbows. You can even sway the upper back. That often feels quite good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Roll it on up. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Coming to the Vinyasa Salute to the Sun. So Surya Namaskar A, Salute to the Sun A. I'll take moderate options. If you're already experienced and you have your own version of the Vinyasa, please feel free to go ahead. Inhale. Exhale, roll. Inhale, look forward. Walk, step or float. Knees might take for this first one, elbows over wrist. Little baby lower down to chaturanga dandasana and then cobra. You might take up dog already. And then downward dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And walk, step or float if you're already there. Inhale, half lift. Remember, shins are fine if you're tight. Exhale, fold. Roll it on up. And exhale to standing. Beautiful. Second round, inhale. Exhale, roll. Inhale, look forward. Walk, step or float. Knees or toes. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And walk, step or float. Inhale. Exhale. Roll it on up. Standing. Beautiful. One more. Your version. Just take the option that's right for you. Exhale down. You want to keep yourself coming back for more. Plant your hands. You can walk, step or maybe float. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Walk, step or float. Bending your knees, hips high over hands. Inhale. Exhale. Roll it on up on your inhalation. And come to standing. Beautiful. Surya. Namaskar. B. Salute to the sun. B. So this is where we introduce chair and warrior one. So starting with chair. Inhale. Don't spend too long here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Shins are fine. Plant your hands. Walk, step or float. You might take your knees down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Take cobra or up dog if you're already there. Downward dog. Right side, right foot comes forward for your warrior one. Back heel is down. Inhale. Exhale. Float it all the way down, but don't forget you can take your knees if you need to. Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward dog when you're ready. Left side, left foot. Inhale. Exhale. You can take knees if you like. Gently lower down. Cobra on your inhalation. Downward dog on your exhalation. 5 well-deserved breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And walk, step or float forward. Inhale. Exhale. Chair pose is last. Scooping it on through. And come to standing. Beautiful. So we're going to do 1 more of those. So continue with that variation if that's the right one for you. Otherwise, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Plant your hands, walk, step or float. Chaturanga, cobra or up dog, downward dog. Right side, warrior one. Give time for your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale back. Left side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. And then exhale it back. Take 5. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. And then walk, step or maybe float. Inhale. Exhale. Utkatasana chair. Handstanding, beautiful. And just pause for a moment. Feel free to close your eyes if you like. Feel everything you've just created, that lovely bit of energy, warmth, maybe a little bit of elevated heart rate, respiration. And then we'll come to the standing flow. So I will offer the vinyasa in between our standing postures. If that's a bit much this morning, always feel free to just move from standing or just step between standing postures and drop out some of the flows that can be a bit more vigorous. So just standing and waiting for us, or taking the flow. Inhale, exhale, inhale, look forward, walk, step or float, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, downward dog. Right foot forward, taking it through, warrior one. We're going to spend a bit more time here, nice and deep in the front knee. Just 3, 2, checking your alignment now. 1 more. And then opening, warrior 2. So checking with your feet, you might need to realign them and maybe step a bit wider. We're going to flow here though, front palm up, inhale back. Exhale over, take a soft side angle, elbow to knee. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, exhale. Once more, in. And then exhale, set up for your side angle. So it might look like this, elbow to knee, arm along the ear. Or you might take this bottom hand, 3 fingers down behind the foot. You can bind if you choose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. And lifting yourself up, taking the feet closer together now for triangle. Legs straight, inhale. Exhale over, remember it can be nice and soft and high. Lower to the ankle, or if it's in your practice, fingers to the big toe. You can simply settle in for the reach here, or you can also flow. So you might exhale, lower that top hand. Inhale, open like wings. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Last time, exhale, fold. Inhale, open, settle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Maybe lower your gaze, soften your knee, lift it on up. We're going to come to half moon now. So hands might come to the hip. You might simply step forward from here. I'm going to come to the middle of the mat just for your benefit. So option is to grab a block or a book if you have one and start to shift your weight. Take that block forward, a little bit over to the right, placing it down. You want about a body length. And start to work with the back foot. Maybe the back foot flexes and hovers. Maybe it just, option 1, low to the ground. Option 2, parallel. Option 3, you start to stack hips, stack shoulders, maybe raise the top arm. Eventually you play with the gaze. So you take it from the floor, which is possibly the most grounding, maybe to the opposite wall, and maybe eventually to the top thumb. Wherever you are, and you can work with fingertips here. Taking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Now if this is super easy, another option for this just to finish it off is to take the top foot, chandrasana. 3, 2, 1. Don't worry if it doesn't come today. Soften the knee, release. Now, this is a classic example of where we're going to flow. You can just step if you need to. Hands down. Vinyasa, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, downward dog. Taking your left foot forward now. Warrior 1, coming to your warrior 1. I'm going to change sides just so that you can see what's going on. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. Opening up, Check in with your legs, realign your feet. So heel is bisecting the arch of the back foot, nice and deep. Maybe take the feet a bit wider apart. We'll flow a little bit, front hand up, inhale back. Exhale over. Once more, inhale back. Exhale over. Last time, inhale back. Exhale over. And settle into your version. It might be elbow to knee, longest 3 fingers to the floor or the bind. 4 more. 3. 2 more. 1. Beautiful. And lifting yourself on out, taking the feet into triangle, nice and long, and head on over. It might be a soft high bend, might be towards the ankle, top palm up, turning from belly button first though. Big toe only if it's in your practice. 5. You can choose to flow as well. So exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. There's some cat shenanigans going on. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. And now settling. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. Gently lower your gaze. Soften, lift it on up. Hands to your waist. We'll head to half moon. So taking your block, foot to the middle, just start to hover, block forward, a little bit over to the left, flex the back foot. Remember, it can just be nice and low, stay looking at the ground for balance. Or it can be starting to come to parallel with the floor, foot flex, maybe stacking hips, maybe stacking shoulders, maybe raising the arm. Maybe you don't use the block. Wherever you are, taking 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more, and now optional extra. For those for whom it's accessible, maybe you take chandrasana. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Release, control your exit as you controlled your entry. Don't worry if you fall out though. And everybody now, planting your hands, step back, knees or toes, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, downward dog. Take a couple of breaths. Drop to your knees, child's pose. Beautiful. Taking a few breaths here. 3 more. 2 more. And 1. Lovely. And your choice of bringing your legs around to the side, or maybe cross your legs, start to draw your feet through. Take a nice seated posture. If you're a little bit tight, a bit of a blanket under the hips can help here. Starting to come to this L-sit, L-shaped pose. So toes start to come back, hands alongside. Belly button and hips are in this forward position. So if you need to bend knees to cultivate that, that's fine. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And then take it to your forward fold. So walking it on down if you need to back off the knees. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. Inhale, lengthen. Notice that I'm leading with my belly button first. Then fold. And then at this point, once you've cultivated that deep fold and you're really active in the belly, in the core of your body, then maybe starting to take the feet. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Come to sitting. Now, for those who would like it, the jump through at this point, Rest of us will get on with the next posture, starting to set up. You might fold the leg. This is head of knee pose, so Janusirsasana. So folding your right leg deeply, taking the knee out to the side. So just taking super care with that. You want to activate the knee at this point and then use the hip to take it out to the side. You can have a softer version if you need to, or come to that original forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. So same principle. If you need to back off the knee, walk the hands down. Inhale, exhale, fold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. Inhale, exhale, seated. Help that knee in and come to sitting. This is where you can take the optional jump through if you like. If you're feeling energetic and you'd like strengthened shoulders, it's a really lovely thing to add to your practice, but only if it's nice and safe for your joints. Second side, we bend the left knee in. I've just turned around for your benefit, taking that knee over to the side, maybe a little bit of a bend in the straight leg. Belly button turns towards the leg, and again you'll see I lead with my belly button first, then I can walk my fingertips down, free of the leg, taking my biceps out of the equation initially. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold, then maybe, if it's appropriate, taking my shin or my foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. Inhale, exhale, knee in. Back to our L set. We're coming to Navasana boat pose, one of my favorites. Not always my favorite, but lovely one to include. So coming into just your little hovering egg. So gathering your legs, hovering your feet off. So this is an option you can take even when you're menstruating, is simply this. Just this little hover is still getting a little bit of activation in your pelvic floor, but nothing too compromising. Option 2 might be taking the feet a bit lower than the knees, but the body out into a right angle. Option 3, shins in line. Option 4, you can extend the legs, but not if the lower back collapses, and even I had to correct there, you might have seen. So take the option that's right for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, chest high, belly button high, 1 more. Lovely, and bring it down. So maybe then crossing the legs, hands alongside. Even if you leave your feet on the ground, just try lifting the buttocks, feet if you can. And release, and come back to center, hovering here. 2 more like that. So take the option of your choice this morning. Options 2, 3, or 4. 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. Release, maybe cross the legs the other way. Touch down, maybe lift and hover. And release. Lovely. Last time. Options 2, 3, 4. Take 5, 4, 3, 2. Active pelvic floor. 1 more. And lower down, beautiful. Take the hover, whatever side is appropriate for you. And release, lovely. And bringing your feet all the way through. We're going to have a little play with crow pose now. So grab a blanket or a bolster, anything that is going to give you a little bit of face plant protection. But also just take this really moderately if you're not familiar with this posture. So coming and bringing yourself up, maybe from a standing forward bend. So some people, for the heels, might lift here as you start to come down. So that makes it a bit more challenging, but still perfectly accessible. So the real is the hip opening here and getting that knees into my armpits and on the shelf of my elbows. So then starting to head on forward. So you can still do it with your heels lifted. Just walking those knees in towards those armpits.
And then when you feel ready, starting to take some of the weight, maybe take one foot off, place it down, take the other foot off, place it down. When you're ready, shift your weight, keep your gaze forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Lovely. Release. And if you want to jump through, please feel free. And flow. So, bringing yourself on back. We're gonna, before we just check into time, beautiful. So, I was just gonna give a little bit of headstand tuition today. So, again, this is a practice, particularly because this is a little bit of a one-way medium. I get feedback from you beginning and end, and I can't see and adjust you. And the most important thing is to keep you safe, keep your neck safe. So the option I'm going to teach this morning is training without actually putting our head on the floor. So really we're looking at this first option of headstand is more of a forearm balance actually, but eventually maybe the head comes to the crown of the floor. The crown of the head comes to the floor. So bringing yourself into headstand, setting up, coming to knees, elbows, maybe tapping the outside of elbows to make sure your elbows aren't too wide, a common problem, and clasping your hands, grounding your forearms. Option, little finger out or little finger tucked, very, very personal, doesn't matter too much, whatever feels most stable for you. Starting to come forward. So, first of all, we're going to just walk in and walk out. Walk in and walk out. So, coming to a plank first, shoulders over elbows. Take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then tippy-toe, tippy-toe. Tippy-toe, head is clear. Get as high as you can. And then exhale, exhale, tippy-toe out. Pause. Take a break if you need to, or breathe for 3, 2, 1, and tippy-toe it back on in. Head is clear, head is clear. You're getting the sensation of those hips coming up. And then tippy-toe back out. Hover. 3, 2, 1. And then starting to walk yourself back in. Head is clear, head is clear. Hips high, hips high. And then walk it back out. And knees down. Release. And bring yourself on up. And so at this point, there is an option about using the wall, which is perfectly understandable, particularly if you're practicing at home. I would encourage you to practice with a teacher more than your wall. So the trouble with practicing with your wall, I'm having it myself in my pinch posture, is that you actually train yourself to use the wall instead of training yourself not to use the wall. So one of the reasons these sorts of drills, these sorts of exercises are really important is that you're starting to build that balance, that strength. You're also starting to get familiar with what it feels like having your hips over your head and shoulders, which is an inversion which can feel a bit unnatural at the time. So by all means, use the wall as part of your drills or part of your practices, but do not make it the large percentage of your headstand practice. Otherwise, you will simply train yourself to use the wall. So just working with a teacher is by far the best thing to do. Bringing yourself down now. Option to come up. So the next thing that you might do if you're making your little journey is to start to drop your head and use your shoulders here. So getting used to shoulders sinking, head down. Now protract shoulders, lifting head up. Sink shoulders down. Lift them, lift head and shoulders. Beautiful. Down and lift head and shoulders. So this lifted aspect is what you're after when you're practicing your headstand, so that you're not, it's actually when we've got our head down and our hands like this, most of the weight is actually being carried by your forearms in this particular variation of headstand. There are other ones, of course, where the ratios change. But now, and if you're not familiar with headstand, if you've not done a headstand in the last 6 months, or if you've never done a headstand, don't do it today. You'll feel free to watch my demonstration though. So Head comes down, I'm nice and connected. I start to walk in, my head's up. Now I find the right position for my head, and then I walk in until my hips are in the right position. I might take one foot off, the other foot off. I've got control, I'm distributing the weight. Maybe then the legs come up. And I'm here for 5, 4, and you'll notice even in the vertical line, my legs are a little bit forward. That's my active, strong front medial line. 3, 2, 1. And if you're super familiar with your headstand, you might start to practice coming out either with straight or bent legs, challenging your balance, but really active core so that you land super lightly, teaching yourself to exit with that lightness and that grace is really what your headstand is all about. So dropping in there, don't worry if headstand feels miles away, just do the little preparation drills. They will still serve you, they will still build a bit of shoulder strength and core stability. 3, 2, beautiful, and 1, lovely. Lifting on up now, we're going to head all the way onto our backs, closing sequence. So, lovely. Grab your block if you have, or a book. I'm just going to move there we go. So, arms alongside, nice simple bridge where the shoulders connect, you lengthen the spine, ankles are under knees, not too far away from your buttocks, but not on top of them either. So lengthen your tailbone, start to peel up. The chest start to come towards the chin, head is on the floor, looking only up. So don't look at the screen at this point, just let my voice be your guide. If you're comfortable when you reach the top there, you might clasp your hands, lift your shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Release. Bring it all back down. Lovely. So option to do that guy again, or alternate option for those who are working on it is to start to come to the upward bow, the wheel. So taking either your shoulder opener position, or if it's accessible, hands alongside. You might do a simple and gentle and controlled inhale, lift to the crown of the head. You might exhale down at this point, or you might next inhalation come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, opening arms. You might play with your feet. 1 more. Lovely. Release with control. Head yourself on out. Make sure everything's supported. And a really nice idea, instead of reflexively taking knees to chest, take feet wide, knees together. This takes some of that sway out of the lower back. Allow the belly button to push backwards. So you're really broadening the tissues of your lower back. You're giving it all a chance to recover before we come into your final preparation, your final twist. Beautiful. So take another back bend or wheel as you wish. And the rest of us can simply pause and wait. Lovely. And shoulder stand is next. If you're not doing shoulder stand today, really nice option is to simply now take those knees in. You might even take the knees wide, give them a little hug and have a little rock around. Just hang out here nice and supported with the back of the head. If you are coming to shoulder stand, you might take your hands alongside, draw your knees into your forehead, hips high. Now support your lower back with your elbows narrow. Head yourself on up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then gently taking your feet
over your head. You might take them to a chair or a sofa, or you might bend your knees to your forehead, roll straight out. If the floor's accessible to you, you might hang out here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then releasing your hands, roll it on out with control. Help your hips if you need to, all the way down. You can bend your legs here. We're coming to fish posture, so you might slide your hands underneath. Keep knees bent or taking them straight, using your elbows. Come to the crown of your head. Take care with your neck. This is not suitable if your neck is not okay, so just sit this one out if that's necessary. Otherwise, opening and closing your mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your head, release your hands. Beautiful. And make your choice here. Set up straight away for your Shavasana, or maybe come into the spinal twist, taking your right knee over, hanging out here. You can use your bent knee, or if it's accessible to you, the straight leg with a strap, a towel, or your hand. 5. Lovely for these tissues of the outer leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through center. Release. Second side. Set up the twist. Make your choice. I can't do the straight leg on this side, so I'll give it a miss, but generally you would do a nice even. Whatever you did on one side, you would do on the other. Take 4 more. 3, 2 more. 1. Beautiful. Let go now. Release. Set yourself up onto your back for your final relaxation. Really nice idea if you have them is to put your socks back on, is to take a blanket and put it over you, maybe put a jacket over you, anything to keep you warm at this point. Also encourage you not to skip this part of your practice, even if you're rushing off to work to the day, as this is actually where you start to integrate some of this work. So where you create space for the effect. If we just rush off into our day, we actually reintroduce the tension straight away. Whereas in this way, we allow the release to happen, and we can take some of that calm, quiet, focused relaxation into our day. So let your feet splay, let your hands turn up perhaps. Feel free to drop your eyes closed. Soften. Bring yourself quietly down. Observe the smooth connectedness of your breath. And perhaps become aware of the points of your back body in contact with your mat, your props, or whatever surface you're lying on. Noticing these points of contact, perhaps heels, calves, your buttocks, middle back, shoulders, upper arm. Soften and release. Observing your breath without any control from you. Noticing its lightness, its subtlety. Finding that sweet and deeply connected place inside. And in your own time and when you feel ready, begin to release and wiggle perhaps your fingers or toes. Feel free to take a nice big stretch, arms over your head. Have a sigh, anything that feels good right now. Roll off to one side. And help yourself on up to sitting. For closing, just a nice vibrational Om, opening your throat this morning. We'll synchronize by exhaling. Nice full inhalation. Rub your hands, create a little bit of warmth, a little bit of friction. You might place them over your eyes. Gently opening your eyes. And release. So thank you so very much for practicing, everyone. Leave me a comment below to let me know that you were here and how you felt. And thank you for practicing.